Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video. It's another Railroad Tycoon 3 sort of fan-made scenario. Again, I'm playing on Expert, and this time it is another modern scenario. So sort of for that I apologise. I kind of wanted a oldish one, like maybe 1880s up to about 1930s, but I've gone for this one, which I've played before. It's fun, big map, challenging. I can't remember if I've played it on Expert before. I'm fairly sure I got silver when I played it, so I'm not expecting gold. I think gold also possibly requires personal net worth, but anyway, it's Iceland. Default start date 1960. Just check. Yeah, default start date 1960. In the real world, Iceland doesn't have a railroad. In Railroad Tycoon 3, it's up to you to build and run a profitable railroad. So what's interesting about this one is you can't have AI, but also, whereas the previous fan-made scenario, See India by Rail, if you haven't watched that, go check that out. Whereas that is technically smaller to accommodate Railroad Tycoon, because Railroad Tycoon maximum map size is 1024 by 1024. This is actually bigger, I think, than Iceland would be in real life. So you can sort of fit more in, which is actually really nice. And it also says, obviously, Iceland doesn't actually have a railroad in real life, because it's presumably not profitable and there's no point. Maybe there aren't enough passengers, maybe there's not enough interest. And also, I mean, I think the entire population of Iceland's like 300,000. So yeah, I think they just basically rely on like trucks and cars. And the main feature, obviously, being it's very volcanic and therefore would be very difficult to build a railroad anyway. But yeah, this is a nice map. I've played it before, as I said. Hopefully we'll do okay. Of course I'm playing on Expert, which I don't know if I've played on Expert on this map before, or whether I just played on Medium. Like I said, I do think it's challenging, and like I said, I do think gold requires personal net worth. Yeah. So they're simple enough goals, but do not confuse the word simple with easy. Simple meaning easy to understand, easy meaning easy to accomplish. Iceland, the modern saga. We start in 1960 and we have until 1990. So like I said, modern. Bronze connect Reykjavik to... This is going to be a scenario where British man fails to pronounce Scandinavian Icelandic names. Reykjavik to Djúpivogur at the eastern side of the island of Iceland. So Reykjavik is over here next to Kópavogur, Hafnarfjörður and Keflavik. And then over here we have Djúpivogur. As you can see, quite a long way away, and there are a load of mountains and stuff flying around. So that's bronze. Just two connections, that's simple enough. Silver, he says. Silver also hold a total of over 15,000 loads of cargo, so that's an average of 500 loads per year. And in addition to silver, we also need a personal net worth of at least $25 million. That's why I remember this being difficult, so we actually do need to worry about net worth. But we don't have any AI, which is nice. Iceland is one of the few countries that to this day doesn't have a railroad. Now you have a chance to rewrite history and give them the railroad that they deserve. Stay out of the glaciers, the big white blocks whose names end with yokel. Like, that's New Yokel. And can't see any of those off the top of my head, but there will be some. Ah, yes. Hofsjökull, Langjökull, and somewhere, presumably, Eyjafjallajökull. Which is the big Icelandic volcano that erupted and created a massive amount of ash, therefore grounding a load of jet fights, or jets, around Europe and the world. I forget exactly when that was. Like 2010-ish. Because they are unstable and may destroy your trains and tracks. So yeah, just don't build on them. Credits to RSH, I don't know who that is, for providing the TGA map. I forget exactly what a TGA is, I think it's just like the base map. Like the terrain. Anywho, usually I start in Reykjavik simply because it's one of the cities you have to connect to, and there's usually like a fair amount of stuff. Because if I remember, yeah, Reykjavik has a port which is massively profitable, supplying ammunition, weapons, coffee. Turns clothes into aluminium, which I find interesting. Obviously we need a company. Yep. So I don't have a clue what I'm going to go for this, because obviously Iceland doesn't actually have a railway, but that seems appropriate as anything. And let's just... Viking Railway seems too sort of stereotypical. I don't know. Let's just call ourselves Icelandic Rail. Because I'm boring and I can't think of anything. So we start with $1.65 million. Or $1.64 million. Don't know where those $10,000 mysteriously disappeared to. Maybe some kind of company creation booking fee or something. Who knows? So I'm just going to keep the dividend as it is. We're not going to issue stock straight away because we do obviously care about net worth. That's not to say that we'll never issue stock, but we will be a lot more careful with issuing stock because we need net worth. Now, Reykjavik, Kopavoga, and Hafnarfjordur are all sort of one big city, but obviously we can't really get away with having like just one station. So I'm probably just going to have to build separate stations here and there. And fortunately, we can actually build unconnected track, which is actually really nice. And there's a warehouse here, which supplies cars, which are massively profitable between here and there, and paper, again, profitable. Demands meat and toys. Turns alcohol into produce. That's an incredibly backwards process, because normally produce is turned into alcohol at a distillery. This is like a reverse distillery. That is so weird. I mean, hypothetically, if I built a distillery here and shipped some produce, it would turn it into alcohol, and then the alcohol would turn into produce, and you just end up with a hypothetical endless cycle. Perpetual motion... I can't talk today. Perpetual motion machine. Of course, eventually it will just become unprofitable, but it's a hypothetical situation. So, let's just look at trains. Obviously, we get the E18. In the way of diesels, however... the Kriegsock is terrible. I know it comes out in 1942, and the load size has increased since then. But I mean, that would literally be like 8 years until between it coming out to load size increasing. It's just not a very good train. Like, you'd be better off just using. Its only advantage really is that it's cheap. But yeah, we're just going to use like the E18, of course. and then run between Keflavik and Reykjavik. So presumably Vik and I know Jökull means like glacier, or at least I'm guessing. Jördur means something, because that appears in a lot of town names there. Like Olafsfjordur. Fjord obviously is like, well, a fjord. The sort of little streams that you get in like Norway and Iceland. And Vögr must mean something, because there's Djupivögr over there, and like Hafnjar, Kopervögr over there. Yeah, like I said, British man fails to pronounce Icelandic Scandinavian town names. Part 1. Oh boy. Right. I do want to kind of build through these cities, because eventually I want to connect them up with stations. There's actually a dairy processor there, and there's a port in Kopervögr, and we are out of money already, so yeah, we're going to need a bond. Not a great start, but oh well. What does this port do? Ah, okay, it supplies oil and it turns cheese into oil. Some of these ports are very weird. Like, how do you turn cheese into oil? How do you turn alcohol into fruit? Anyway, let's not debate the logistics of things. Yeah, so Keflavik to Reykjavik, which is the whole point of this, is going to be pretty profitable. Although actually it's not following much. There's a port. That does the same thing. Well then why does it demand ammunition? What is this? Well, that is handy. I mean, we do need to go down there anyway, because the thing is Reykjavik's over here. We need to get to Djupivögr, but we basically can't build on like the centre of Iceland because of these Jökulls, and also there's not really much point because there's no towns here. So most of, if not all of our railway will be coastal. That's kind of good in a way, because not only do we hit the towns, but it's mostly flat. And I'm also looking actually, and there's like no trees on this entire map, pretty much. There's a lot of farms, but there's like no trees. So that's interesting. So let's build maintenance and service coming out of Reykjavik. There are actually... Later on, there'll probably be troops being delivered. Part of my track, for some reason, wasn't electrified. That's not good. So there's currently 20,000 shares, of which we own 10%. So to get a net worth of 25 million means we need to own about 500,000 shares at a typical value of $50 per share. Which is a lot less than the 7 million we were required for Sea India by rail. We are also the only company. Yeah, that's making a lot more money. So that might well affect gameplay, because obviously the AI can't buy shares. We can't buy shares in them. I'm wondering, is it worth buying a station in either one of those, and if so, which one? Or alternatively, I'll just keep working down towards these two. And maybe just build along there. It's incredibly hilly around there. But we could even get a suspension bridge over there once we get enough money. I think the easiest way would be to connect Reykjavik to Irabaki, and then we sort of avoid all these hills. So I mean, how much is that? Bearing in mind this is also electrified, so it's going to be even more expensive than it would be normally, and of course it's on expert. So I mean, we're out of, well, you're saying we're out of money. Yeah, there is a hill there. So I mean, we can, yeah, obviously we don't have enough money. I'm just thinking hypothetically, where are we going to go? Can I get away with a large station to connect these two? I can't, so a medium station doesn't really cut it there either. I'm going to go with a large, just there. There's actually some passengers. Oil and cars. So, annoyingly, I built my maintenance and service in the wrong place. I mean, there's nothing to say that we can't buy industries later on, obviously, once we get more money. In fact, we probably will. Put a dining car on that train. Right, they suspended the dividend, that's kind of to be expected. Bit annoying. Stock will split. Can we buy back stock? Could do. So yeah, there's now only 19,000 shares, so we actually own slightly more than 10%. And the stock splits, so yep. So could even buy some on margin. There you go. We now own about an eighth of the company, as opposed to 10%. I did build maintenance and service there, and let's just take out more bonds, and let's take out another one, and expand over to here, if we can afford that, which we should be able to. We're going to need another maintenance and service as well over there. It's a good thing we don't have limited track. Still fairly nice to hill. I think the E18 is actually good on hills, but obviously the more gradual the hill, the better. Can I come round like so? Yes, so that does work. And a medium station doesn't quite cover it actually, because then we miss the port. So let's take out another bond. Go large. Yeah, and that works. So grain to Reykjavik would work. Oil to Reykjavik. Yeah, let's just build a train between here and Reykjavik. Yeah. So that's hauling grain, milk, and oil. And maintenance service. Recession ahead. That's not good. I have to hope that the share price does still increase, though. Which it should do, assuming we make more money than we did last year. Don't issue stock, obviously, but... It's sort of habitual of me to issue stock, but I know that we mustn't. This textile mill's making a fortune. I can't issue more bonds. That's kind of annoying because I want it. That works. And there is a textile mill in Reykjavik, though. There's also some electric plants that demand oil, and a meat plant that demands livestock, which is coming from over here. So everything's sort of working in unison, everything's working as it should. This milk is coming from... yeah. So I mean, I don't know what Iceland's economy is like in real life, but in this map, it seems to be going very well, actually. Which is really nice. There's the textile mill, which is actually making a loss. So's this one. Just buy back a bit more stock. Oh, I didn't build a train. I did not build a train here. So I mean, I could build it to Reykjavik. Or I could even build it to Keflavik. I think Keflavik might be better, but then it's obviously a long way, so let's just do it to Reykjavik. And we might even want to double up around Reykjavik once we get more money. I mean, we are making money, but not much. Oh, I've just lost a bit. Salary remains the same, that's okay. God damn it. There we go. Ooh, weapons. That's interesting. Weapons are being weapons are being shipped to Keflavik, which that's because this military depot has just appeared. So weapons from Reykjavik to Keflavik will start to make a fair amount of money, and especially, yeah, we wanna profit off of that because that demands ammunition as well. This port will start to make a fortune, which is a shame that we can't buy it. But yeah, weapons and ammo from Reykjavik to Keflavik. Woohoo! Money. Sell Foss. It's not really a high demand for diesel. There's a supply of oil. So I mean, could even build like a large station in Copa Vogar. Like that. and then go Kopervogar, then... Wow, actually, yeah, Kopervogar, because obviously... Oh, no. Huh. Okay, now I'm confused. This port supplies livestock, which are demanded in Reykjavik. So, is there actually much point to Kopervogar? Have I just built a completely and utterly useless station? I mean, we can ship stuff... I'm not sure. I do want to get to Selfoss. I don't want a stone bridge. Just stick with wood now for monetary purposes. So Selfoss itself, some passengers, but there's no one actually wants to go there. Oh, that's another thing, I can build a hotel in like Reykjavik, and maybe even Keflavik as well. Definitely Reykjavik. Just missed it. We need 160, so there we go. Okay, that's actually alright. So I mean, we're not doing amazingly well, profit-wise, but it's still like early days. The main thing as well, of course, is that we actually get connecting between Reykjavik and keep going all the way along here, and then probably all the way along the coast to Vik, then... Oh my god. Kirkjubø-Jarklaustur. Kirkjubø-Jarklaustur. Then to Hofen, and Djupavøgele. These cities are going to be borderline impossible to connect to without some crazy tunnels. And even... the map looks a bit sort of janky and weird from a distance, like... Okay, the Deltic is available. That is fast and actually handles gradients quite nicely. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of like all this sort of jankiness at the edges. And it would have been nice to have more trees in the map. I don't know what Iceland's like for trees in real life. I imagine there probably aren't many, but I imagine there's at least one. So yeah. But other than that, it's a nice looking map. You can tell it's Iceland. It's the right shape. Of course. No idea about cities or anything, because the only Icelandic city I know is Reykjavik. Having never been to Iceland and being simply a pleb British white man, yeah. So, net worth does seem to be increasing, possibly. There you go, we now own 1/6 of the company. Very nice. Right, could even take out another bond. Where would we go, though? I mean, I don't think we have enough money to get to Hela. Wow, textile mills just seem to be making a fortune wherever they are. There's also a shitload of grain just lying around here and here. So if someone were to build a brewery in Kirkjubø, then that could make a lot of money. Just a thought. Right. Yeah, we don't have enough money to do this. So we're going to need a bond. Yep. Just the one should be adequate. Okay, so Hella has a lot of wool, but we can't actually ship the wool anywhere. But we can ship clothes to Irabaki, which is ironic because there's a textile mill in Irabaki. Passengers, no one wants to go to Hella. But yeah, we can do a train between Hella and Irabaki. Can't afford a maintenance as well, but we can definitely do service stations here and here, and a train, and then we have $2,000 left over. Right. Economy is back on track. That is good news. That was a fairly short-lived recession then. And it lasted like 2 years or something. Which is good. How much grain is... No, there's not actually much grain in Hella. It's just a shitload of wool, so... Even with this textile mill, it can't handle all the wool. But where is the wool coming from? It's just sort of coming from all over the place. How much is the textile mill? 1.2 million. So I mean, I could even take out 2 bonds, buy our own textile mill. I think I might just do that, you know. And I buy a textile mill. Because, I mean, there should be enough wool. It's already starting to make a profit. So, I mean, as long as there's 12 loads of wool coming here, then both of these textile mills will be fine. And I mean, we can even upgrade ours if it's that much wool. That actually, annoyingly, ships nothing back on its way. Not ideal. Let's build maintenance. Is there any point going here? Maybe, actually, because if we can ship oil there... although there is an oil refinery already in Selfoss, which would be 1.7 million to buy, and it's not making actually money, so... Yeah. I think I can build along the coast here, and it'll be flat. And then we can get to Vic, which itself has a port. Again, just doing the same thing. So let's start putting in some dividends of maybe like 100. Yeah, there we go, 155. So $4.30. It's about 30,000 ish. Because at the moment there are 36,000 shares. Stock's going to split again, actually. Yeah, 36,000 shares. We own... Well, we now own a quarter of the company. So... we're going to get about $50,000 in dividends. The stock will split again. Yeah, there you go. And they're excited about us, so they increase the salary even more. We've been awarded a bonus. Just have to hope, obviously... yeah, should be alright. Now, how is that textile mill doing? Good. In fact, it does actually need an upgrade. So that's all our money gone for now. A lot of automobiles, actually, that's good. And clothes. Clothes, just all over the place. They've reduced the dividend. This is not zero. So I could even take out more bonds. And potentially connect to Vic. Or... we try and connect to Cranes. Or we connect two cities that aren't even connected to, like, Reykjavik or anything. The question is, which two? I mean, Akureyri is a big city, but it's in the middle of nowhere. These places seem big enough, but I think for now, just keep with the network. Cranes has a port, which does the same thing as every other port in this map. That's an upgraded textile mill that's making a fortune, but it costs $3.5 million to buy. Let's just take out some bonds. I don't know how much it's going to be to connect to Vic. Probably don't have enough money. This meat packer, like, it's making a small profit, but it's also $1.5 million to buy. It's $2.6 million to buy that one. Can I get away? No, I need two bridges, annoyingly. Right. So obviously this isn't enough money. Now that's all flat, but then... yeah, we're going to need more. Take out another million. We've already taken out 6 million, which isn't... it's not good. What's that? 14% isn't good, so I might just get rid of that. Take out that. Apparently that covers the port, but then that doesn't. But then we miss the sheep farm, but at the same time it's probably not that essential. Because that wool is going to make it there anyway. So there's a shitload of wool in Vic. So we would want a textile mill in Vic. Probably. Also, wasn't there a shitload of green in Hella? There is a fair amount. Yeah. So, I mean, Vic itself has clothes that we can ship to... well, Kopervoga would actually be the best place, or Reykjavik. The wool wants to go to Keflavik. But I mean, that is such a long distance away. Yeah, Vic to Reykjavik would be good. That would make a lot of cash. Okay, it's a long way, but it's going to make a lot of cash. Hopefully. Yeah. So livestock, milk, and clothes. And along the way we're going to need some service. We're going to need a lot of service, actually. Actually, no, because these all are electric. So we're not going to need that many service towers. It's just for sand. And oil. Which is why we need maintenance. But I mean, there's not much in the way of hills, so... I was going to say, hopefully it won't use much sand. Suspended the dividend because we've got no money. Haha. Great. How are we actually doing in terms of profit? Oh, we are making nice profit. To be fair, I don't remember how easy it is to make money in this game. Especially like late game once you become like a big company. Growing prosperity, that is nice. Still own a quarter of the company. Because they're currently in 72,000 shares. Just buy some more. So net worth is now increased to 1 million. That is good. This textile mill's making a fortune. God, if I had more money, I'd just buy so many textile mills and I'd make a fortune. Seems like textile mills is the way to go because they make a lot of cash. Like this oil refinery, actually, it's starting to turn a profit. So we could even buy that as well. I did want to build a brewery here, and I still do. So how much is a brewery? 2 million. Ow. Especially when you consider a textile mill is just 1.2 million. That's quite lethal. Right, maintenance. Put another maintenance here. And then that should be alright. I'm so used to issuing stock to make money. Knowing that I can't do that is annoying. So I put the dividend back up to about... Yeah, okay, 220. And we own just under 30% of the company. So that's about 60,000. Oh, fuck's sake, stop reducing it, Jesus. I'm wondering... 2.8 million. How much wool's lying around here? Not enough to warrant a second textile mill. Fuck. How much is it to buy this? 1.7. It's not worth it for 1.7 though. I don't think. Because typically when buying industries you want the cost to be about 10%. Or rather, the profit to be about 10% or more, obviously, of the cost. So you'll basically get your money back within 10 years, and that is not doing that. Neither is that. And that textile mill is actually not making much money anymore. Whereas ours, it's not making a fortune, but it is making decent money. So... This textile mill is making a fortune, but it costs 4 million. But there is enough wool to buy own textile mill, which we're going to do. So build a textile mill in Vik. Vik being a nice town because I can actually pronounce it. I'm assuming it's Vik and not like Vik or Vike. Or like Vik or something. Right, anyway. So hopefully, Mr. Textile Mill over here is going to start making money from all this wool. And the next stop after Vik is big long name town, Kyrkjebø, which demands weapons. So Reykjavik to Kyrkjebø, which is an incredibly long distance train. Ew. Not nice. Not nice indeed. Just a bit wary of my purchasing power and my net worth, because obviously if that goes to 0, we're fucked. And the dividends just decreased even more. So I think I should probably stop buying shares, since we already own like almost a third of the company. It might well be a good idea to stop buying shares. Right, can I... How much did you make? Not much, but you were built fairly late. So if I just take out another 1,000,000, I have 1.5 million. Is that enough to get to Kyrkjebø? See, I can pronounce it when it's written in front of me, I just can't remember it, because it's like 5 syllables. Kyrkjebø, so it's 6 syllables. Kyrkjebø, and I'm probably not even pronouncing it correctly. So we're going to go for a large station. Soak up some of that grain, which is incredibly cheap, and we can actually ship it to Vik. And there's also actually passengers that want to go to Vik, so yeah, Kyrkjebø. This video is just going to be white British man fails to pronounce Icelandic town name. I might even, as a joke, call the video that. White British man fails to pronounce Icelandic town names. Brackets, not clickbait. Oh god damn it, I can't get the E18 anymore. Well, rip. What's a good cheap train? Oh god, there aren't any really. F3 maybe? V200? This is okay. Because we don't really have passengers. It's expensive, but it's actually okay to maintain. Yeah, let's just go with this. It's expensive. It's all of our money, but it should make money. In terms of like actual profit. And also later on we can get the... is it the class 100 or the class 3100? Okay, nice. Milk, wool and grain. Unfortunately the dividend has just been reduced to 0 and that... Okay, the prosperity has just ended. So we haven't actually had a boom yet. We've had normal, and then we had recession, then we had normal again, then we had prosperity, and now we've got normal again. All in the space of 7 years. So, we're running a bit thin here. I just hope we don't get like another recession. Okay, the VL80T is actually a good train. I do want some industries here. It could well be worthwhile building a brewery here. Or We'll build the brewery in Vic itself. Or... yeah, actually, there's not much grain in Hella anymore. Hella Vic could be quite useful. Or quite good, even. Actually, there's not much that wants to go between Hella and Vic. Apart from grain, which isn't really there. Let's just build like maintenance and service. There's no maintenance and service over here, so... put the dividend back up. Yeah. Right. Company is actually making good money. Industry is obviously helping a lot as well. How much is it? Alcohol's the same price, so it wouldn't actually be profitable to ship alcohol. So much wool in Vic. I can see this wanting an upgrade soon. I could even build like a hotel in Vic as well. Vic to Hella. I'm going to do that actually. Vic to Hella. Just see what holds really. Livestock, passengers, mail, passengers, milk, milk. So yeah, let's just build like hotels and stuff in Vic itself. Because I mean, if we actually look at our industries, the hotel in Reykjavik is making money. They suspended the dividend again, fuck's sake. Tavern making a slight bit of money, restaurant making a tiny bit of money. Meat packers making good. Oh my god, there's so much livestock in Reykjavik, because obviously the port of Copenhagen supplies livestock, so yeah, we want to build. How much is it for a meat packer? 2.4 million. Ow, that is so expensive. Is there anywhere that like demands meat massively? Okay, you have been approached by a Reykjavikian scientist who thinks he can raise the stability for all electric and diesel trains by 2 steps. The cost, however, is $800,000. I'm guessing stability is just like reliability, but yeah, let's do it. Why not? Stock split 2 for 1. So yeah, so now like basically all. Yeah, it's just it's increased the reliability. So now they're all like ridiculously reliable. Stock split, so net worth and purchasing power increase a lot. That's increased a lot. There are 144,000 shares. So a third of that is 48. There you go. We now have a third of the company. That is a lot. Change the dividend back up. There we go. So yeah, we're making like 80,000 in dividend. I think industry is actually the way to go here. I mean, obviously you need a railway, but the trains... Yeah, okay, they make money, but the main money seems to be coming from the industry. It's just obviously which industry. Okay, that's going to need an upgrade. So Keflavik. There's a brewery here, but it's 4.5 million. It's also a failed textile mill. Which surprises me somewhat. I find it odd how this supplies paper, but there's no pulpwood, so I can't actually build a paper mill of my own. Yeah, I mean, there's actually not much in the way of sort of industry and economy. Like, there's no coal, there's no iron, there's no steel, therefore. No corn. I'm just looking at things that come into my head. No pulpwood, no logs, no lumber, therefore no furniture. No cotton, no rice, no chemicals, no fertilizer. Yeah. Main things obviously being, unfortunately for some weird reason, weapons and ammunition. And cars. I find it quite odd that Iceland produces seemingly a load of cars, unless of course they're imported because they are produced from the ports. Who knew Iceland imported so many cars? According to this map. In terms of actual like expansion, the next stop would be Hofen, and then Djúpivogur. And once we actually get to Djúpivogur, that is bronze. And that's that done. But I want to get to Akranes, and I also actually want to build more industry, really. Because this is making... yeah, that's making... How are we doing in terms of traffic? Okay. Bad traffic between Porlek-Sjöven. So is it even worth maybe building like track like so? Could be. So let's just do that actually. And that way, that's not even connected, is it? No, it's not connected. Fuck's sake, why aren't you connected? Connect, damn you! Right, that's connected. So then, hopefully, that just eases traffic, because anything that wants to go from like Reykjavik to anywhere around here, any of these cities, it could just use this track. It doesn't have to go through Porlek-Sjöven. And then anything that wants to go from like Porlek-Sjöfn or Porlek-Sjöfn to... I mean, it's still going to be a bit tight round here, but... we could double stuff up eventually as we get more money. What's the dividend like? Yeah, it's not good. But I'm not going to buy any more shares. I'm just going to rely on dividend. That is until I feel like purchasing power and net worth become high enough that I can buy more shares. What's good, obviously, is not having AI. At some point we will potentially even have 100% of the shares, and therefore all the dividend goes to us. We are in economic normal. So I mean, how many... we've hauled 1,000 loads. We need 15,000, which is a lot. And we're only a tenth the way towards the net worth goal. But it's still early days, we do have until either the beginning or the end of 1990. So yeah, it's early days. Right, there's all the grain is being shipped to Vic. Problem is that if we built a brewery in Vic, we couldn't actually ship the alcohol to anywhere. There's so much alcohol lying around in Keflavik because of this brewery, which I swear was a failed brewery. Oh, it was a failed textile mill. Ah, okay. I'm just looking in terms of... yes, all this alcohol in Keflavik, we could ship it to like Selfoss. Yeah. So I mean that's got like near perfect reliability now, so it's probably almost never going to break down or crash, and yeah, it's just holding a shit ton of alcohol, which is lovely because that's what I wanted it to do. Right, what is the best way to get to Cranes and Borganas? On the one hand, the simplest, though not the cheapest, way would be possibly something like this. Not that. In fact, actually, is this going to work? Can I actually just build along the coast here? I was thinking I'm going to have to build a suspension bridge. Okay, we're out of money. But that might just work, you know. It says invalid position over water, that's a bit annoying. Yeah, it's not going to be easy to get to Cranes. So it's like 1.5 million for that suspension bridge. Alternatively, we go... what the hell was that? It was offering me a suspension bridge to like nowhere, or like over here. Yeah. Wow, Reykjavik to Ólafsvík, which is like half the map, a massively massive suspension bridge would be about 15 million to buy. Somehow I don't think that's going to happen, personally. But yeah, so a suspension bridge to Cranes would be like 2.8 million, so it'd be cheaper. So sort of come around here. But then obviously, how do we actually get anywhere? I mean, the thing is we don't need to connect to these cities, but we sort of do at the same time because we need 15,000 loads of cargo. So we need to sort of build up an economy to haul stuff. It really annoys me that I can't just build over there, because we are going to need a suspension bridge at some point. This ain't going to work, is it? Nah, it's not going to work. Or we try to connect. Okay, we've run out of money. Some kind of really long, convoluted train. Yeah, we just need more money, really. Okay, let's not do that then. So, I don't know how I'm going to get to Cranes and Borganes, or Borshines, or how you pronounce it. But there is a lot of grain kicking around, so brewery and board gains. That Cranes doesn't have a hell of a lot going for it, to be quite honest. I do want another industry, and I also want more dividend. That's a lot of dividend. Right, let's just look at that. You still own a third of the company. Growing prosperity, very nice. So the net worth will grow thanks to salary and dividend and just stock price increasing, etc. Because we were paying ourselves like a third, well, 350,000-ish in dividends. That's obviously very nice. So, whilst we're in prosperity, the net worth will just keep growing and growing and growing. And with all this money, I'm thinking, do I buy another industry? Or, that textile mill is beautiful. Do I build another textile mill in Vic? Because there is so much wool. Or really, in terms of industry, there's meat plants, oil refineries, breweries, dairy processors. Can we build distilleries? Where even? There's only one load of produce on the entire map, and that's because there's a warehouse in Akureyri which turns alcohol into produce. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. Where is milk? Milk. That's a highly profitable dairy processor. So we could build a dairy processor in Kopravoga. How much is dairy processor? 1.8 million. Unsuccessful. Ooh. Profitable plastics factory. 2.1 million. How much is a plastics factory just to buy out? 2.3 million. So I could buy an already profitable plastics factory cheaper than it would be to build one ourselves. I'm going to save the game and end this video part here and have a bit of a think. Just out of interest, I already have an Iceland. So, Iceland Expert LP. Save the game, and I'll see you in the next part, which will be straight away pretty much.